Hey, 1 second. I'm getting everything set up, folks. Give us a moment. This is what we gonna do.
He had forced it over him. Trying to fuck.
Hey, folks. What's up? What's going on? Frelin Arts up. I'm Hero. Hold on. Let me get all this stuff set up. I need to hit the button. Hit it a little too early, but hey, I'm getting Lou on here. If you guys give me one moment, we'll get him going. So I hope you guys are having a good day. Probably getting some. Let me get that double noise going away. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good one. Man, tonight was a fun night. Today was a good day. So I was real excited about all that. So let me get this sent. Here we go, Lou. I hope you're jumping in. Should be here any second. And we'll get this thing going. So, bam. Take that away. You guys, there we go. Get that done. So we're just waiting on Lou, like I said a second ago. Let me get my lighting right. Let me get all that. I got this started a little too early. But I'm glad you guys are here. It's kind of weird doing it like by myself, right? So if I was to do it by myself, I think I'd be kind of bored. Maybe you guys would get a little bored. But hey, today is the 2nd now, of course. It's getting ready to be the 3rd of July. So we are like a day, 24 hours, 24 hours and 20 minutes away from it being the 4th of July, Independence Day. So I can't wait for that to happen. That's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are all going to have some fun out there with your families, enjoying yourselves. While we're waiting for Lou to get on here, I'm going to go ahead and hit you guys with the share. If you're watching this, share it because Lou's going to be here any moment. We're going to talk about our 3rd part of the Fast Tracker for Volume 2 with Shawn Hays. Man, Shawn Hays is the sales hustler. And if you guys know anything a little bit about him, he does a lot of stuff with social media. He's extremely positive. He talks about constant growth, which is something I'm all about, as you can see right here. But he's amazing, and his episode is going to be brought to you by Brew, brought by Think Ad Group, right? If you're looking for a new way to get your problem solved at the dealership, if you're looking for a way to get an edge with customers, being able to communicate with them, make sure you go check them out at thinkadgroup.com. Man, get a hold of Justin, Evelyn, or Derek. Those 3 right there, dynamic trio. They're doing some great things and they're changing the way people think before they add, right? So get a hold of them. They are doing some stuff. They're very into customizing what they need and what you want. So making sure that you're happy and making sure everybody's happy, your client, your managers, your salespeople, the owner. So everyone's happy with what they can do. And they're going to make sure they bring you tons of clients. Oh, he's coming in right now, folks. Well, he is the man himself, the myth. Lou, I already got this thing going, my friend. I hit live button.
What's up? What is cracking?
Why can't I hear you? There you are. There you is, my brother. I hear you. What's up, man?
What's up?
I see you breaking out the gun show today.
Oh yeah, I've got to ride with Gabe today, so I had to pull him out.
I didn't pull out. I didn't bring my tickets though.
Oh, you didn't? All right. Get you some. Get you some.
Hey man, I appreciate it. It was kind of weird, like hitting the start button and you weren't in the room, man. I was like, whoa, hold on. Hey guys, Fred, what do I do? Malfunction. Malfunction. So, oh man, did you get a chance to watch any of the Think Tank tonight?
I got the chance to listen to a good bit of it, a lot of it. I was in the car for almost all of it with my son driving me around his little hood here, taking me to find something to eat, going and running a couple of errands. Now that we are staying at his house, which is a first for me, I'm out here at my son's house. I'm in his apartment, right? We just got the mattresses and all the everything set up for us to be in here, and I'm really enjoying being at my son's spot. This is kind of surreal to me. We didn't get the chance to go see where it is that he was living off base when we visited him in England. But he's in North Carolina right now, and he's got a nice spot. You need to come check it out. Like, he's in the other room right now. I'm gonna get him to jump in here real quick. Dev,
aim high.
Dev. So we're being a little quiet because all the ladies that have been in the car all day have been running around. But there he is. Boom.
Oh my God, there he is. Folks, if he doesn't have the mustache right now, where'd it go?
He took it off. He's asking. He can't hear you.
Oh, my mustache.
Yeah. The mustache is gone. Where'd it go?
I was laying in bed and I was like, I think I'll get rid of it.
We're going to take care of it for the. You look good though, man. You look good. How you liking it out that way?
That's all right.
Yeah, that's cool. got your parents in town. Oh, that must be nice.
Yeah. Right? How weird does that sound to me? Like, my folks are in town.
My old man and my old lady, and my grandma here. Yeah, because you are. That's what's happening, man. It's awesome, man. So how much more time you got left before you're done?
Supposed to be 9 months, but I don't know if I'm staying in or not yet.
That's all right. You got time. You got 9 months. You got a little bit. You actually got less than that, but
yeah.
Whatever you do, it's going to be the right decision. Just remember that, because that's what it's supposed to be. Whatever you decide. So.
Say word. You said come on the couch? Be easy on the couch?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to try to rock this inside of another room. I'm going to make a quick shift and adjustment. But what's up, car guys and car gals? Have you been enjoying this week? Before we do any kinds of movements, we need to go ahead and knock out the very first thing that we should all be preparing to do, whether we're finishing the day, starting the day, whatever part of the day you get it in. It's to knock out your 3 Fs.
Yes, you know what's up. Hold on one second, Lou. Before you do, let me I'm over here like all freestyling it over here, and I already.
Did you already play the intro?
I did, but we'll do it after Forgive, Focus, Fly again. One more game, okay?
All right.
I got to get some shares out right during that time, all right? So before, first things first, folks, Lou has his thing that we need to share for everybody out there. There's something that is integral in growth. And before you can grow, you have to do these 3 Fs, right, Lou? What are those 3 Fs? Break it down for them.
Forgive, focus, and fly. Make sure that you are taking off the weight of unforgiveness, whether it's somebody else, yourself, the past, the present, whatever it is that may be holding you up, failure, fear, any of those things. You need to wipe them all off. Focus on where it is that you want to go, what it is that you do want to accomplish, and what you want to achieve, who you want to help, and then fly. Get your tribe together and fly. Go to heights that you've only dreamed of. And when you get to those heights, you dream of higher heights. Okay. But in order to do that, you got to start right where you are and wipe it off. So on 3 with us, car guys, car gals, and all you solutionaries, let us forgive, focus, fly. 1, 2, 3. Forgive. Focus. Fly.
Woo. Let's brew, baby.
Whoa.
Folks. One more again. Here we come. You guys know you guys want to see it. Here it goes.
He had forced it over him. Was trying to fight.
Yes. It is still different without you in the freaking cafe, bro. I promise. I love that you're still here though, because I miss you already. So, man, what a way to finish off July. Excuse me, June. The way to finish June, man. Way to hit your numbers at your store. I'm so proud of my team. My team did the same thing. We did some excellent stuff there. The one thing that we both know that's going to come around and very soon is going to be even more car deals, right? So the way to get those deals is to be a fast tracker and work really hard. Become a solutionary. Look at that stud back there. He's so handsome. Man, I miss you, Dev. So proud of you, dude.
He misses you.
I miss you.
He said, "Oh,
She says, Evelyn says she loves the intro.
appreciate it, Evelyn.
Appreciate it.
It
Luke.
keeps getting better. It keeps getting better.
Oh, yeah, man. So
More people that get on it.
I think the next one needs to be my turn to edit it so I could throw my little surprise in there for you. That's what's going to have to happen. So guys, gals, everybody out there, everything in between, what is going on? It is Thursday night, getting ready to hit midnight. We're talking about summertime is here. The new month has begun. Some parts of the country are either going backwards and some parts are still going forward. Whatever it is, stay positive and keep growing. I know it can be tough, but man, it's very easy if you just always look for the light, right? So how was your trip, Lou? How was everything? How was the drive?
Actually, pretty awesome. As far as simple, you know me, and on a long drive, but you also know how my driving will get my wife sick. So she did like almost all of it, and I got to twiddle my thumbs, have a good couple conversations with some people, and when I say twiddle my thumbs, I mean this, right? But had good conversations, good talk. It was nice, easy
Nice.
ride. Weather was good, so we got here, and Devin surprised us. He was supposed to be at work right now, and I'm riding around town trying to find this barbecue place, and I pull up, and I'm in the middle of what all of my senses told me I was dead smack dab in the middle of the hood. And when I showed up to the place that the GPS was sending me to, I was like,
Oh,
man, this can't be a store, So to me, it seemed like the people of Cada probably out of that house, but it was pitch black, dark. It was somebody's front yard. And
right.
I saw a couple grills, but I didn't see a barbecue establishment being operated. So I was like, yep, well, let's try to find something else. But the only place that I could GPS to was Devin's, right? Because I was on my way to the barbecue spot. So I'm sitting there riding around trying to figure what's going on, listening to the think tank talking and looking at GPS, like, where am I going? And then I'm coming back to Devin's house, and then I see Devin's house, like, man, that's a good looking car. Right, that's our front plate. That's the dealer for the people right there. That's Devin. And I'm over here, flash, 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 flash. And he just rides through, and he was like, that was you that flashed at me? He was like, my brights aren't on. So,
Uh,
but
that sounds like it.
I zipped back around, followed him back to the apartment, and then we were like, look what I found. So brought him inside, let him see everybody, and then he took me for a ride to go get some essentials and some food. It was pretty cool how that worked out. So he should have been getting off around 5-6 o'clock in the morning, and now he's right here with us, hanging out in the cafe. What's up?
Man, the cafe has
Cafe
gone
in
off.
his crib.
That's right. It's anywhere you need it to be. That's what's so beautiful about today, guys. Folks, what we are doing right now is we are in two completely different places. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of miles apart. And we're sitting here talking, having a conversation. And unfortunately, I do not have my cup of coffee because I didn't have my usual ritual with you before we do this. You know, we have our combo. We talk about what our game we're going to be spitting on this. And then we go right into, we make our coffee. We even sit there. We kind of get a little jazzed up while the coffee's going. We start doing car guy coffee, right? So we get pumped up. We get thinking about the music. Lou might even put the music on his phone while we're listening, while we're making the coffee go down. Then we walk down the stairs like always. We get down into the cafe. We sit down and we go. And it's the thing. The show is, it's an energy, guys. It's, you know, we kind of have semi of an idea of what we're going to do. But what it truly is, it's the energy. We feed off of each other, for one, the energy off of each other. We kind of have an idea because there's a show that's going on that week. So we talk about it, but we try to share knowledge. We try to get people like the Think Ag group, who this brew has been brought by the way. Right. So we appreciate those guys there. They are amazing. They may still be on that think tank right now. I know Evelyn's popped in here a couple times just to show us some love, which I really appreciate. But great. It was pretty cool. They have this guy from Alone on there, man. And folks, his name is Barry. Really, really, really nice guy. He lives in Colorado, but he's from Kentucky.
That's right.
So I thought that immediately made me get instantly like, okay, cool. And he's a very similar age to me and Lou. And he did really well. And if you listen to it, I know you were driving around, so you were but there was a lot in what he was talking about, is a lot what we talk about. It's like he talks about like, don't, law of attraction, so he's talking about, you see something and you envision it. You already know you have it, basically. Just like we talk about a lot, we manifested our interviews. We manifested the show. We've manifested everything, and we still see so much more coming. And we've done that with everything in our lives since we were kids. We're just now starting to manifest and understand the manifestation. I don't even know how to say it. Manifestation. Right. So I absolutely had a great time listening to this guy, man, because he really was speaking my language a whole lot. He was super excited too, I could tell, because he had an audience that was really listening, right? And so he was getting excited to the point where he is very opinionated, and I love the way. I mean, it's late. Sorry, folks. My words start to slur this time of night, especially after a day off. So who knows what I've been doing all day? But the you ever seen the back of a $5 bill? Anyway, so he's really just a really forward thinker. He really believes in his mind over matter stuff so much, and he's so right. And he held nothing back. That's exactly right. Let me show you what Michael just said up here. He said he held nothing back. He did, to the point where if you were talking, he would interrupt you, which was fine. I didn't care. He was the guest. You're supposed to allow the guest. That's the idea. I know I'm a host, so I get it. If I was talking and a guest starts to talk, I'm going to let him talk. I'm going to shut the fuck up. Excuse my language, but I'm going to shut the heck up, right? Because it's the guest. They are the reason why we're doing the show that day. So I absolutely loved his energy. I felt his energy to the point where I just wanted to hear it, and like Evelyn's saying here, you manifest it. And we all have been manifesting things since we were children. It's just that you limit your manifestations, right? I can't even get that word right, but you limit yourself because of your own beliefs. Just like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You always hear the story about, he talks about the rich dad says, okay, the poor dad says, you go to him and say, hey, I want to buy this. And he goes, we can't afford it. That's poor dad mentality. Rich dad mentality is, hey, dad, I want this. He goes, okay, let's figure out how we can get it. There's a slight, it's not a whole lot of difference there, but there is, because it's a mentality. It's a way of thinking. So when you get limited, and we all were, I'm starting to recently, my mind is really starting to explode up to where the possibilities of life. He was talking about going to Hollywood and being a movie star one day. He wants to be on the silver screen. He wants to do those things. He manifesting that right now, and it's probably going to happen because that's how powerful that is. And he is super passionate, much like you and I, Lou. So it was really cool to see somebody like that, which made me feel like, see, everything I believe and everything that I'm doing, it's right. It's exactly the way you need to think. And I know that's the way he's thinking. He's going places. We're going places. Everybody who's coming along on this train, everybody who's coming along on this train of amazing energy that's coming through the universe right now. And we're on that comet. We're on that comet right now. And it's a beautiful comet. It's one of the most beautiful comets you've ever seen. And there's people there's stuff, it's attracting stuff along the way, but it's a positive energy. So it's only pulling the positive stuff, right? So everything positive is just building up. Now it's becoming this huge thing. And I see that out there, and there's a lot of people, and we are connecting with those people, and we're doing it right. We're putting them on the show, allowing them to shed their light out to the universe, allowing them to say, hey guys, listen, quit doubting yourselves. It's possible. Hey, listen, work hard and you can have this. Quit thinking that you have to, you're not worth it. Believe it. We all have been these people have been at the bottom. This guy on the show, he's literally talking about living in a van as a kid, homeless, right? Coming from that, having to survive from that, then, doing a multitude of different things in his life, every type of job that he possibly could, constantly believing that he was worth more. Obviously, he became that. He did that. He's still manifesting things. And now that, man, give me even 3 weeks alone, let alone 2+ months out there by my freaking self, no one to talk to, without my family, with every thought and every problem I've ever thought of, I could run it through my head over and over because you have nothing but time, right? Nothing but time. So you go through all that. That changes a person. That opens your mind up. That's something about that. It's like imagine being a Buddhist monk in a sense. They starve themselves. They go through those things, right? They sit alone. They talk to nobody. They just sit there and think and learn and grow. And they're in constant, struggle with themselves till they find inner peace. And that's something about that's amazing to me. And I think that he probably went through something very similar. And so it was really cool. Like I said, what we are doing is we're on the right path, bro. And I think that the people out there that are on this path with us, it's amazing. And I can't wait to keep shedding more people on here. The people like the Glenn Lundys, the people like the, Frank Lopez's, the people like the Think Ag Group that we've had on our show that I can't wait to have back on our show, which we need to. Those guys are glowing like crazy right now. And I'm absolutely so blessed to be part of whatever they're being part of too. We are a team with them in a sense. We are connected somehow, some way. We are supposed to be, together and make this journey together at some point. And so I feel very lucky to have these guys, my dudes. I'm here. Hey, what's up, Justin? So
What's up?
yeah, man. So absolutely. And all the stuff that I'm talking about right now, it's so true. And when you talk to a guy like that and you see him somewhere from a different part, even though he's from Kentucky, but he's from a different world than us. We all as individuals are from our own world. He kind of talked about that a little bit. We all are our own world, and that's kind of how in a weird way we all think of it. You think the world kind of revolves around yourself because it's hard to really understand, even though we know it doesn't, but it's hard. You kind of think of it that way, like it's like you are the first person video game and everything that you're doing is revolved about where you're going, right? Who knows? How can you really prove in a sense that something is going on up the street? Anyway, Matrix. So it's, but anyhow, he was really fun to listen to. I had to get out there a little bit at the end only because I was getting ready to set this up. You're killing that Matrix. That slow-mo is gangster, folks. If you ain't catching that. I don't know what you're looking at. So, man, what am I doing, folks? So, we do have Shawn Hays. Shawn Hays is, man, folks. Have you guys listened to this show? We had a nice little spike today on the listening ship on this episode. So I hope that part 2 was to your liking. Part 1 was great. Part 2 was getting warmed up. By part 3, y'all gonna be like, what?
Should be like, give me some more.
Give us some more.
So let me share a little bit on kind of my heartbeat on all of the stuff that we were talking about inside of the think tank and this general energy that's being brewed up with all of us. I mean, you heard Barry say many things, you know, how science would prove out many of the theories that he has. And I am completely in agreement that science and technology and many things are going to point back to truths that were truths before we came up with an idea to go after discovering them. No matter what, the one parable, look at G coming through.
He came in here and put his hand up his nose just to flex a little bit. He was like, hey guys,
go bathrooms this way. Yeah.
that way.
But truths are ultimately going to be truths no matter what. Facts change, truths don't. And the truth is that we were made in the image of God to carry that same power, to carry out what it is that we point to and we manifest, right? Everything in existence was spoken, and then it became, right? Let there be light. It was said, and then it became. So when things like that occur, we being in that same image have similar power. The word says that you have been given the power of death and life in your tongue. You've been given the power to gain wealth. So all of these things are where we can get down on our knees and beg God to do things for us and beg the universe for whatever, or whatever deity it is that you're throwing your faith in. You can sit down and beg for things to occur, but you've been given the power to make it happen. And so when you sow seeds, the application of time then gives room for harvest. And that would be the one parable that Jesus did walk through and say, if you can get this one parable down, you can understand all of them. And that's seed, time, and harvest. What measure of seed it is you sow and where you sow it, it's going to reap a certain harvest. And that harvest is going to be conducive of the seed that was sown. In any case scenario, again, I think all sciences and people are finally beginning to open up and look further than themselves, which I think has ultimately been a big plague on humanity, is people thinking that we are completely self-sufficient. Though there's much power that's inside of us, we are not as effective alone. We are not as powerful with a multitude as we are not as powerful by ourselves as we are with a multitude. I am way better teamed up with my wife, right? I am way better having my sons inside of my life, right? I am way better having my friends, my battle buddies, all of these other people. We have exponential power when we unify, right? When we have unity together. That's the great thing about the country that we are, right? Bing! We are a country that is unified of many different cultures, many different races, many different creeds, many different bloodlines, right? And it's that initial name, that first name, that united, that is what makes us be that melting pot of America that everybody dreams of. But we're a whole continent. We're a continent. Everybody on this side of Earth is an American, right? Not just those in the United States. If you're in Mexico, you're American. Right? If you're in Brazil, you're American. If you're in Canada, you're American. I remember when going to Europe and going to order some food, they would ask if we were American, but not necessarily attribute us being from the United States, right? But inside of the United States, we take that first inside of our name is that we are united. We are better as one, and we don't stand good together. So we don't stand good without each other. We stand better together. But all of these laws of attractions and all these things would be key to knowing that you're going to reap what you put out. So the word says, if you want friends, be friendly to people. That's very simple, right? I mean, Albert
you know,
Einstein said
I
it
could tell
great.
you the word I could tell you definitely has a lot of easy logic for people. You know, we talk about process in life and how to make it simple and easy for the people. And he definitely made it very simple and easy. You know, be nice to one another, take care of one another, do not kill one another, you know, so on and so forth. You know, he made it very simple. You know, basically, to me, logic, it's simple human logic, what is bad and what is good, right? But obviously he did that and he made it very clear for everybody. Hey, these are very, very serious things here, right? Make sure you don't do these. And you know, absolutely, you know, I love when you talk about this because I can see how in your heart and how deep, and I know the origin of it. I know you always had a Christian faith behind you, but when you had, when
Not
Sophie,
always.
but when Sophie was coming, you said, hey, you take care of her and I promise you I'll give you my life for the rest of my life. And you did that and you dedicated that. So I could tell you that her being, 18 years old now, her being an adult now, and you've doing that for 18 years and straight and doing it with true conviction and true faith in your God. I think that's amazing. It's really cool thing to see. People talk about a lot of things, and I think they're amazing too, such as sobriety. And sobriety, in a sense, that's what that is to you. That was your soul sobriety. So by you doing that and really honoring that beyond belief, I've seen this man really just one of the guys. It's hard. Never say that I've never heard him cuss. Okay. But I will tell you that it's so seldom and so rare that when you do, you're like, something serious is happening, and even then, when something serious, Lou is not the one to use those words. You've heard me already once on this show say the F word. That would never come from Lou's mouth. And I'm going to tell you that, and I mean that in because I have a lot of respect for that for Lou, and that stuff like that really has what got me to become such close friends with him, to trust a guy like him. Lou and I have been through a lot together. He's seen everything that I've, a lot of stuff that I've been through. I've seen a lot of stuff that he's been through. I've seen his kids grow up. He's seen my son grow up, but I've always seen Lou be a man of God the whole time. There's never been a moment that I'd never seen Lou totally just always have his faith in his God. So awesomeness, man. And I respect that a lot. Whether you believe in the same God he believes in, you understand what it means to be faithful to what you believe in. And if you understand what kind of faith that takes in a person, is strength and courage, because in a lot of cases it takes courage, because you have to be that different person a lot. And I respect that, Lou. Awesomeness, bro. Seriously.
That's definitely a challenge in this business, right? The car business. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That kind of either got clowned about, or some people would even go to the point of saying, "Don't worry, we'll corrupt you. Don't worry, we'll get that right out of you. Don't give the car business a couple of years, and that won't be what you're saying anymore, right?" And that's, I don't know, that was always kind of like, okay, why would you even want that? Why would your heart even be at that place? Unless your heart's gone to a place of the dark side, right? Where
Yeah. It's
I've
true.
always stayed true to him and done my job as unto him. Not for the person that I'm working for. I mean, I love and honor my children, and they're a great motivation for everything that I do. But I do my work as unto my God, to honor him. I don't want people to necessarily see me and think that there's something great about Lou. I want them to think, man, there's a great light in him that I can have access to also. You being impressed with somebody else actually doesn't do much for you. You know what I mean? Until you're actually honoring the greatness that you were made in. Again, the word says that you were wonderfully made, fearfully and wonderfully made. Well, that's a great mystery in itself to dig into. And that's what we want to try to inspire while we're brewing Car Guy Coffee, is that you all have a great, wonderful makeup that is you. That is you.
Mm.
And there's greatness in it. And you discovering that is a lifelong journey of understanding how incredible you have been created, and discovering the greatest different spots of you that you haven't seen yet is part of a great mystery of life that I am just excited to keep riding on. But this car business, definitely, people can corrupt it just like any other system. I believe that people can corrupt it. But I think that it's all subject to where it is that you lay your faith. And if you believe that you're going to be corrupted, you'll be corrupted. You know,
Right.
again, the gift of manifesting things with your tongue is not that can be
Mm.
taken back. He's not
That's right.
taking that gift back. You know, if you speak
Mhm.
of negative, guess what? There's power in your tongue. You'll create the negative. If you speak the positive,
Mm.
there's power in your tongue. You'll see the power. You'll see the positive, right? So seeing all of those things activated and manifested around you is a gift that you were given. You know, Fred, the many things that we enjoyed that we're seeing today that you spoke into existence, your faith was wholeheartedly in. That's why you're seeing it. Stuff that I've spoke, we're seeing it, right? All of these things that we've spoken into existence, but we laid our faith to it. It's one thing to just talk something. It's another thing to actually believe what you say. And that is the difference for car guys that are successful, car gals that are successful in this business when sitting in front of a customer. A customer can tell if you're just saying the script. They can tell that, and the difference between you actually believing what you're saying, you actually believing that this product will protect them, you actually believing that this product will be there for them, you actually believing that that warranty is a good purchase for them, right? You actually believing that your programs are the best, or that you are going to be the one that takes care of them better than any other salesperson that's out there, right? If you actually believe that, they can feel that, and then they believe you. But if you don't believe that, then you say it, and you just said it. You didn't connect it. You didn't send it. You didn't deliver a message. You just said words. And having that conviction of faith is the difference in what makes people successful or not. With
Boom.
you know, I mean, there's so many layers inside of that, and
There's so many. And here's the thing, folks. When Lou and I came together on this, it was never one time did we talk about money. It's never been about that for us. You know, we always our dream is just to help. It really was. It came out of a thing from our heart. And that's another thing. It has to be something that money doesn't matter. Money comes and goes. It's lightweight, easy to carry. You can always make more, right? We talk about that and it's facts, right? But time is so precious and it goes and it comes. Your legacy is so precious because just like Barry talked about there, 2 generations away, you're just a carving on a tree. How do you make it last longer than that? So what we're doing is we're just trying to make sure that our legacy is intact. We understand his legacy is intact with our kids for sure, no doubt. But we want to spread this legacy out as far as possible. And the legacy isn't Fred. The legacy isn't Lou. The legacy is goodness. The legacy is people doing what they're supposed to do and growing to the best potential they possibly can. Each person not worrying about, am I better than this guy next to me? Am I better than I was yesterday? That's the legacy we're trying to leave for people, for the future generations. Because it's not, quit worrying about, am I the next Michael Jordan? How about, am I better than I was yesterday? How about, how good can I be compared to what I am now, a year from now? If you start thinking that way, then you don't worry about that. You don't have all these little insecurities. You were just it's so easy. I do push-ups every day. My goal every day is to do one more push-up than I did the day before. And I do it every single day. And it's really fun. It's simple, but it's just 1%. Now you do that just to show that to people and to explain that to people. Because 100 push-ups sounds like a lot. Right. And then you finally get there. You're at 100. And then your next day, you're like, well, I could do 101. So you do 101. Then you get to 102 the day after. It's always just a little bit more. It seems like so easy, but then after a year, that's 365 push-ups that you could probably knock out at one time. And it will happen if you just do it every day. Look for that 1% growth. And that's just a simple example, but that's everything in life. That's school. That's your friendships. That's your marriages. That's your children, relationships with them. You could do that 1% better every single day. Like having a friend who has a son like Gabe. Gabe, I love you. And I love what you're doing. Keep growing, my friend.
so that's the plan. That's why he eats so much.
It is, man. He's an amazing kid. That's what life is so exciting right now for me, for Lou, because Lou, especially, I know right now he has a lot of children that are getting to the next season of life, as he says a lot, right? And as you get to this next season of life, how are they going to deal with that season? Do they understand? Do they have the right clothes for that season? Do they have, are they, whatever it is, are they ready for that? And truthfully, he knows they are, but it's still, he's a parent and he loves and he cares so much. But it's exciting for him too, because he gets to see his kids do things that he never got to do. They get to do things that he always wanted to, or things that he could never even do, even if he tried. Because I know he'd never be able to squat as much Gabe could, even back in the day. No way. I know you think you can, but I promise you, the way he is, and I know how determined you are too, dude, because I'm the same way. But the way he is, man, I'd be scared to death. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do something else. You want to play soccer? Let's go soccer. Let's go. You know what I mean? But he's definitely an amazing, and I know you have a lot to look forward to with all your kids. Still, they're all young, to include Devin. I mean, Devin's still, he's getting ready to go into possibly a whole different season of his life too. If he decides to stay in the military, he's going to be going through that's a different season. That's a whole, like, if he does it, he's in for life at that point. You might as well, right? So he's going to be going through a whole different change in what he's doing. Or if he decides to get out, he's going to be starting a whole new thing. Whatever he does, he's going to be successful. He's been set up right. He understands the mentality of growth, understands the mentality of being a good, faithful person, being honest, being the way you're supposed to be, being a human being. He understands a lot of stuff at his age already that most kids don't. So, I call him a kid, but you know what I mean. He's a great young man.
They're my babies.
Mm-hmm. They're my babies too, man. It's crazy to see them all grow up like that. I mean, they're just like, just seeing them, it's just like, oh, stop. Pump the brakes. Pause. Let's pause this movie for a little bit and hang out right here for about 10 years. Yeah,
so coming in here, we started messing with Tiff and was like, Devin, tell her about the girl. Said Tiff, Devin's going to have to be in North Carolina for a while. Why? I'll let Devin tell you.
Uh-oh.
Just left it out there for us. She's like, what? I am too hungry to be having this conversation. Where's the food? And then I had to break it. I was like, no, I'm just messing with you. We're just messing. But I wanted to keep it going.
So there's been some comments since we've been talking. Everyone talks about, Justin says battle buddies, and she's really never really appreciated till recently. And it's a mentality, but I know that it's cliche for military guys. We say it all the time, but at the same time, it's something that we've came together. We understand that battle buddies means you have each other's back. You help each other's weaknesses. He's strong here. I'm weak here. So I don't have to worry about this weak side of me. He's always going to take care of me. He's got my 6. That's the weak side, right? We say that, hey, I got your 6. It's another one of those things, and it's a great thing to have. It's a great mentality. I think that everybody has those. Marriages are battle buddies. There's probably the best battle buddy you can have is your wife or your significant other. Something about having that life partner, knowing they have your 6 always. And that's a true test. If that's going to be the life partner. They always have to have your 6. Even when you're wrong, they're going to still have your 6. They're just going to correct you and say, hey, I got your back. I'm not going to embarrass you, but you're wrong. You know what I mean? They educate you. And so yeah, it's battle buddies is something that we honor a lot. We had a couple guys on our show, the Dream Team. They were amazing. They're battle buddies themselves. They understand, both prior military. So it makes sense to them a lot.
And a key piece for battle buddies is that I am invested in believing for your legacy. I'm willing to put my life on the line for the sake of your legacy being followed out, right? That's when you truly have people that are about you. I love that. That's when family is truly family, when it's, hey, no matter what, we want what's best for you. No matter what, we want to see you succeed. No matter what, we want to see great things come from you. And anything we say towards you is for that benefit. Now, that doesn't mean that though your family has the right intentions and they say things that they may not be wrong about the direction for you, but just knowing that at heart, what a person wants for you is what's good. So a battle buddy sitting inside of a foxhole and saying it's okay for you to go to sleep. I got your 6. I got everything. I'm not going to let anybody harm you while you're sleeping. Why? Because I want your legacy to be fulfilled. You're going to sleep and you're here to protect your family and provide for them and do all the right things for that family. I am here to do it too. I am taking that on with you as well. I will stand in front of the bullet in order for your legacy to be saved. No greater love is there than that a brother lays down their life for another. Right.
Boom.
And so is what a true battle buddy is doing, is saying, hey, I am in this to see you be successful. Any time that I took a deal for Fred, when he wasn't present or he was working something else, I took that on, saying, I want to secure this, protect this, and make sure that this turns into a car deal, not just so that I'm taken care of, but I want to make sure that this is as profitable as possible so that he's taken care of well, and he can walk away from it saying, yes, yeah, heck yeah, I did a great job, and I didn't even have to do the job. You know what I mean? But my boy took care of it. That's what I want. I wanted him to believe when I had a deal of his, and
No
vice
doubt.
versa. I knew that he was going to try to make sure that we were high fiving at the end of the deal that he was in front of.
Yeah,
So,
make it worth a split, right? You know what I'm saying? You know the deal. But we had a lot of fun, man. That's the thing. We've been battle buddies since day one when it came to the car business. We've been battle buddies since day one when it came to being friends. We've been to battle buddies since day one, since we've been like family. So, and it's been a long time now, and it's been a whole lot of fun with this guy. So we're excited about this next season of our life, talking about seasons. And this is a new season for us. This is our first season of Car Guy Coffee. And for us, you want to talk about growth. Wow. Impressive growth. Lou went from never wanting to put a video out to doing one every single day. I'm proud of you, dude, because it took him a minute.
With me being in front of the camera.
It took you a minute, man. And I know we did a lot of these shows. We recorded some, but we didn't release a lot of video at first. We kind of stopped on that because we were so overwhelmed, because we were still just trying to make sure our content was good. It was more important to have good content than to put video out. Like content, what I mean is what our show was about, what the words that were coming out of our mouth was about, what our guests that were on the show were talking about, how we questioned them. We worked on things, we fixed things, we took away, we added. Well, we think that we have a good blend now. I think our recipe for our coffee right now is probably one of the best ones out there you can get. I don't know of anyone out there who's gonna have a better brew than we do right now. And I don't mean that in a cocky, condescending, like we're the best in the world, because we're not. We are 5 months in, folks. We have so much growth to go through, and we're so excited about it. And that's why we love this. Ultimately, what makes us special right now, it's like what we talked about the other day, and it's our energy right now, our enthusiasm.
And it. That right there. That is the part that we actually bring, right? There's that energy that a real cup of coffee gives you, right?
Yep.
Actually gives you something that you can feel inside of your heart and you can see inside of your output. But the one thing that we would often say about anybody coming up in the business is, if you can capture that enthusiasm, you've got it, right? If we can bottle up that enthusiasm and make sure that our guys have that forever, well, that's going to be what takes the guy that is going to outsell the person that's the veteran, that has all the years and experiences and battle stripes, right? That enthusiasm, and that being what primarily we're bringing to the table, right? There's a lot of methods and ways to do things, techniques and processes. We can master those, and everybody has their own. But the one thing that we can all agree we need to put on is our smile. We all need to bring our excitement.
Yes.
We need to come to the table with the motivation that comes from within. It's so hard for a motivator to motivate somebody that doesn't come to the table with their own motivation. I can teach you how to sword fight if you bring your sword. I can teach you how to fire your weapon, but you got to bring the weapon. You got to care for the weapon
And
right?
ammo.
Care of it. Exactly. You got to make sure that you're ready to fire when the call to action comes. But if you don't bring what you're responsible for, then you're not going to have the success that another one would have. And that enthusiasm is really what we want to bring to any table that anybody is doing anything with. And if it is just one cup of coffee, well, then here you go. Get you some. Get up shifted and get moving forward with what it is that you're capable of. And that's being excited about doing life. And if you're not excited about doing life, then you need to take a closer reevaluation of what you're doing with your life. And I've encouraged my kids, and I try to encourage myself the same, and anybody else. If you were to remove money from the equation, what would you be doing? What would you be actually working on? What would you be passionate about? If you took money out of the equation, if you had the money to do what you needed to do, would you really just sit underneath a palm tree under a hammock all the time drinking your drinks? Or would you find something that you're passionate about and the people to help. At the end, what you would really find out is that's what's going to give you that fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Yeah.
else's life because you poured some of yours into theirs, right?
Mm.
And that's what often is what make people that chase money their whole life find out saying is that those pieces of paper of dead presidents wasn't that important. You know what I mean? It was actually most important that I had the experiences and the relationships that I built over time, not not the dead presidents. These pictures of presidents is cool and it's great and it helps me buy things, but I really rather the experiences and the people, and
Yeah.
and
Agree.
eventually it all comes together.
I agree. You got Joe Turner. He says all human beings have the capacity to be determined and to direct that determination into whatever direction they like. Realizing we have this potential gives us fundamental strength, enabling us to deal with any difficulty, whatever situation we are facing, without losing hope. Boom. It's facts, man. We all have the capacity. We all can be literally whatever we want to be. You know, you can be the type of person you want to be. But once again, never compare yourself to other ones. You can use them as a guide. You can use them as a mentor. You could do these things, but you have to just worry about yourself. Don't worry about yourself 10 years from now. You're going to get there. Worry about tomorrow. Worry about what you're going to be tomorrow. When you wake up, just wake up with a smile. You know, Lou talks about that. Wake up with a smile, because that's the best thing you can bring into any room is your smile.
Best thing you can wear.
And you can wear it. It's so easy. And it's simple. It's simple. If you don't even want to, just get up and dance. I know it's weird to say that, but let me tell you, that's a simple tip. Just if you're sitting there and you don't feel it, get up, do some jumping jacks, do the worm, do whatever you want to do. You could.
So it's
Something about that already makes me want to smile. And I'm not even listening to music right now, right? I just feel better already because I'm moving and I'm having fun and I'm just trying to enjoy life. And when you do that, you ever walked into, let's say that you're let's say you're at work, you're in an office setting, car dealership, since we're talking about car guys and car gals here, right? You walk in and you're sitting there and you're looking around the room. Everyone looks, they're just doing, all of a sudden you see a guy get up and he just starts. You're going to start laughing and having fun. And everybody in there, to include customers, are going to look over there and be like, this dude is goofy. I love it. Oh my God. Right. And it's so cool because that energy comes off. And that's something that me and Lou talk about a lot. And it's even though you don't think that you have it, you do have it. It's called being contagiously confident. And Lou and I, we've exuded that since day one. The moment Lou walked into a showroom, the first time I ever met the guy, he came off as contagiously confident. Like, you're like, man, I want a piece of this guy a little bit. Not like I want to fight him like a piece. I'm talking about like, I want to know this guy. I want to learn something from him right now. I feel like if I get something from him, maybe the way his mannerism is, there's something about him that I can draw that can help me become more contagiously confident like him. And it's a lot of people have that. It's like X factor, but everybody actually has it. They're just scared to let it out. They're scared to be themselves. They always want to do something that's, they'll just sit back and just wait. The wallflower, right? Oh man, that's so cool over there. I wish I was dancing with everybody, but I'm so worried about what everybody thinks about my dance moves. If I go out there, they're going to make fun of me when no one does. The craziest thing is the worst dancer in the room can go out there, but if he's having fun, everybody, to include the women in the room, are going to go right to that person every time. That's contagiously confident. You don't have to be out there with perfect timing on your dances, knowing the dance step to every line dance. You just get out there and have fun. It'll blow your mind what that does.
Is your own unique dance, and it's always going to be that. And it should be just as joyous for the person that doesn't get one step in rhythm as it is for the person that gets every single step in line perfectly. If you do it enthusiastically, there's no wrong way to do it. I am completely convinced that I am still practicing for the dances that I'm going to do when I'm 90, 95 years old. I haven't even done the moves yet that I'm excited about doing them. You know what I mean? And I'm about that because the longer I keep doing it, the longer I'll be able to do it. Right?
Exactly. And it's all a mentality. I just saw a woman, a lady who like ran like the fastest woman to ever run a certain time, and she's like 106 years old. Come on. I believe I'm going to make it over my hundreds, but I want to enjoy it. I'm going to be shooting hoops when I'm 100. I'm going to be a 100-year-old dude out there, be like, I can still touch rim.
Yeah,
Sunny. You guys play that new school ball. I'm going to post it up on you. I'm old school.
Master Lee, right? When you look at Master Lee and you're watching him do the thing he's doing at his age, but he does them precisely, and it seems like he does it better every time he does it, right? That's the type of growth that you want to keep seeing as you continue to age. But if you're doing something that brings you joy and passion and you keep doing that, well, you're going to get better at what brings you joy and passion. You know, whether you are, it doesn't matter what degree, black belt, or if you are the best dancer, the best artist, you can continuously creating the application of you to that art is always going to be a greater, better picture, right?
Well, I agree.
Value inside of the art, and Barry was talking about how so much is coming out of Hollywood, and many people are leaning towards there, and understand why Hollywood has so much of a voice, and why culture has so much of a voice out there is mainly because there is the power of culture is created by the artists. The artists create the sound and the look of culture. And what it is that they're inspired with is what in the end becomes what it is that we all get to see and enjoy, right? What the art put out and what they put out of genuine belief in their hearts, them pouring themselves out is the best art that's out there.
Yes. And you're right, man. And you could always tell when that really happens with any music, with any dance, with anything, you know, any podcast. You know, Michael talks about, I love Michael, man. He's a good dude. He was actually on the Think Tank tonight too. He says energy, truth, and passion all here in the podcast. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And man, we need to have Michael on the show, man. He's a rising star himself. He's another fast tracker. He's out here putting himself out with videos now. He's doing stuff that's all about here, just like us, man, right here. That's why he's here with us right now. And that's why he's on here making comments, because he feels that. And I feel you, Michael, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you just being somebody that's part of what we're part of, the same mission. You know, that's upshifting and uplifting. That's keep growing. That's brewing solutions. That's forgive, focus, and flying. That's all those things all in one. And all it really is just being a good person. And if you can learn to do that, these things, you know, and you obviously are, and you're doing it in spades, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for being on here tonight. And then we obviously got Mr. Justin. He says, strong guys. Yeah. Oh, where'd you go? Did you take yourself off? No. How'd that happen? There you are. You're back. Handsome man. So we probably need to tone it down if I get off here in a second. But guys, hey, you know, he says, let's brew, man. Michael does. Yeah, we'll get you on here, man, for sure. Sooner than later, for sure. You're one of those guys we need to talk to anyway. Let's have a great conversation.
So check it out, guys. We have the last part of Shawn Hays's 5-liner that's going to be dropping for you all. So make sure that you go and get it. Go listen to the YouTube videos, subscribe, do your thing, and go check out the podcast. Do us a favor. Leave us a review on the podcast on any whichever platform it is that you get it. Drop us a review. Say some nice things. Tell us what it is that you think, or maybe we can get better, or maybe suggest some people you'd like to hear come on the show. I definitely want to hear some of your suggestions, because we want to hear from the people that are listening to us. We honor you. We thank you for your time that you are spending with us. So give us some hints. Tell us a little bit of what you want to see brewed. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that you're getting something out of it every time that you come into the cafe.
Yes.
But I am going to definitely go ahead and cut this up and get ready to launch that and get rolling over here, because
folks,
a little loud.
Yes, you're excited. It's that passion. That's what I'm talking about, Lou. That's why I love you, bro. So, folks, I don't know why I'm starting to whisper myself. He's got his earplugs in, but hey, I really want you guys to know we appreciate every single person who comes on here and late with us and checks us out. Thank you for making comments. Jason, we love you. We love you, Michael. We love you, Justin, Evelyn, Joe. You're the man, bro. Your cup's coming as soon as we get some in, I promise. This shipment's taken forever on us. So we've learned to maybe have to go a different route, but I think it should get better now that everything's starting to speed up a little bit with shipping and packaging and printing. But that being said, thank you guys for coming on here tonight. Lou, appreciate you getting on here. I know that you had a long trip today, and I'm glad you stayed up late. I know you're a night owl like me anyway. That's why we do what we do. So, folks, Frelin Arts is Subprime Hero, and I'm here with my homeboy,
Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Man, and before we get out of here, I just want everybody to know we love you guys. Y'all take care. Don't forget to forgive, focus, fly, so you can keep growing, right? Boom, boom, boom. All right. So everyone have a great night. Make sure you guys check out this third part of Shawn Hays, Mr. Sales Hustler himself, Mr. Your Car Guy, right? Make sure you guys check him out. It was an honor to have him on the show. We're looking forward to our next guest. Next week is Melanie Borden. Oh my God. Aha moment herself. It's going to be a good one. Aha. So, all right. Well, thanks, guys. You guys have a great night. And let's hit you with this musica real quick. Boom, boom. And guess what? This is what we do.
He had forced it over him. He's trying to fly.
All right. Well, folks, we appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Holla.